Did you like what you saw out of Quinnen Williams against the 49ers?
Yeah, definitely. You constantly saw him harassing the quarterback in the backfield. You saw him in the run game. You noticed him big time this week.
3rd and 8. What a job. He's engaged with the guard, and then he's able to discard and get to Garoppolo.
This is what you're looking for when you got a guy that can really shock and shed like this and then get to the QB. You know, it's a lot of times you see these D linemen, they get in this position and, you know, they don't get there in time. And he's got a burst right here to get to the quarterback and gets the sack.
Is the light turning on for him right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where, you know, the more he plays, the more experience he has, the better he's going to get. You know, we're 2 games in his second season. I do think he's just going to keep trending in the right direction.
Speaking of trending in the right direction, let's go to the second half, 3rd quarter. What a first step. The 49ers were chasing from the get-go as he gets in the backfield once again.
They're doing a gap scheme play action here where they're pulling the guard. Quinnen's penetration really disrupts the guard that's pulling. The tackle he's got no chance here. He's basically holding on for dear life.
And that's a pretty good tackle, Trent Williams.
Yeah. The quarterback doesn't have a whole bunch of opportunity here to defend himself. Really, at this point, you're just saying protect the football, which Quinnen does a good job of not only grabbing a hold of him, but then he swipes at the ball, gets the ball out, and then you can see his arm here. He's trying to grab the ball.
What can that interior pressure do to an opposing quarterback?
Yeah, when you're worried about this and it's hard for you to step up in the pocket, they feather back in the pocket and they hang in the back. And now all of a sudden your edge guys really can cause some problems because if you can't push up in the pocket, then you have some issues.
Does he have unique athleticism, such a low center of gravity and very powerful?
He's a big man that's got really good quickness and, you know, has good bend, flexibility. The guy's getting shot out of a cannon here.
Adam, one area I thought you guys improved early in the game was 3rd down conversions. Chris Hogan, good chemistry developing with Sam Darnold, 6 catches for 75 yards.
Yeah, we did a good job of staying ahead of the stakes for the most part in the first half. Second half, we lost our way a little bit in that area. You know, against this defense, you wanted to stay 3rd and 6 or less.
How important is Hogan for you right now? I know maybe a couple of weeks ago you would have thought it was going to be Denzel Mims on the outside, Brashad Perryman across the way, and, of course, Jamison Crowder at the slot. But you guys, like a lot of teams in the National Football League, dealing with injuries right now.
We were lucky that Chris came in when he did and then was able to learn things and kind of got thrusted into that position.
All right, let's look at this first 3rd down conversion here. Hogan actually does a spin move, getting matched up with a linebacker.
They kind of played a different coverage on the backside of this stuff where they were doing this against some of our formations. So I think he was thinking that was going on here, but what ends up happening was this guy ends up playing quarters, and this guy's really kind of buzzing out here. So he initially has an out route, but he has the option to turn inside or sit. So he really puts himself in a position of, all right, this guy's leverage is beating my out route, so I'm just going to turn inside.
All right, next conversion. I think sometimes you're able to scheme people open, and here you run a bunch formation. It's a pitch and catch for Sam Darnold and Chris Hogan.
What we're doing here is we're going here with a corner route. Barrios is running across, and Chris has got the diagonal. The way that teams can play this is they can run what they call lock and combo, which means this guy has first guy out, and then this guy would have the corner. He would take the diagonal, or they can play it to where they just lock it to where now this guy runs with the corner. This guy has the diagonal. That's what they ended up doing. And right here you can see it's a tough avenue for this inside defender to cover Chris because he's got to run through 2 different guys to get to him.
What do you think about Braxton Berrios making his first start? 6 catches, 59 yards, and, of course, a 30-yard scoring reception coming late. Great individual effort by Sam Darnold, but what do you see here from Berrios, who never gave up on a play either?
Yeah, these guys did a good job of playing this concept. Corner falls off. Sam does a good job of scrambling, and then Braxton does a good job of running away from the defender. When you watch it from the end zone, it's a unbelievable throw by Sam because when you're running left, I mean, he makes this defender miss, and then when you're running left and you can do that, it's pretty impressive.
What do you guys say to him in the film room when you watch that one?
Don't roll left and throw right. but it's still an amazing throw.
Adam, you're going to be dealing with the freak on that Colts defense and Darius Leonard. He's all over the field.
Yeah, ever since he's come in the league, he's really been an impactful player for him. I mean, it starts with the way he runs. He anticipates as well as any linebacker that's playing right now. I mean, you can see here one step that's just not right at the right angle for the offensive lineman because they're worried about a pretty good player right here in 99 in Buckner. He's working downhill. Like, he knows what play this is. And I almost feel like he knew it right about there. He's like where his eyes are, it makes me feel like he's like, I know it's outside zone.
You mentioned DeForest Buckner. The Colts get a safety here. What does his presence mean to that defensive unit? How do they look different now with him?
It's scary to think about that San Francisco traded him because they had too many good players. He looks really good playing for these guys. They haven't had a ton of plays because, I mean, these guys are getting off the field and they're disruptive.
Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. They got a new signal caller, Phillip Rivers. This is an offense that seems like early on in the season, with Rivers completing 77% of his passes, they're throwing to their tight ends a lot, and they're throwing to the backs.
Yeah, this is, if there's one thing that Phillip Rivers knows how to do, and that's how to work tight ends. They're running this guy on a back pylon corner, and they're stacking the tight end here, and they're going really two to a sideline here, and they'll bring the back out, or really the tight end. They'll get him out late here as the third element. Some teams do it with the running back, and what they're doing is they're putting this guy in a bind to where now he takes this guy deep. All right, any underneath coverage is going to be kind of right here in the middle, and they got to make a decision: am I going to take that, or am I going to fall off for that?
And Rivers is on the money down the field here.
Yeah, if there's an open guy, he's not going to miss him. Especially when they get, later in their career, they have a really good sense of arc and pace, timing, anticipation. That's what they use to make up for any kind of lack of arm strength. The older you get, Father Time catches up to you, and the arm strength isn't the same as when you were 23, but the anticipation, the knowledge of the game is light years above what they were when they were younger, when they were physically stronger. And then when they get in these situations here, they throw the ball a lot earlier than what they did when they were younger.
In another situation here, they get deep inside the red zone and go to Mo Alley-Cox again. Rivers likes him getting a step. And again, this is a guy who played basketball at VCU, so he'll trust him to go up and get it. Yeah,
this is like he's having a flashback to his early days in San Diego here, and funny that he found another guy that plays basketball. This is a lot of trust here because he's really not that. He's not. It doesn't look good, and the way Philip's probably looking at this is this guy's back's turned to the receiver, so in his mind he's going, that guy is irrelevant. That's the guy he's worried about beating. Then he wants to put the ball in a position where this guy can go up and get it.
And conversely, I got to imagine it's going to mean a couple opportunities for you guys in the defensive backfield to get your hands on a ball and maybe come up with an interception or two.
Yeah, it's a fine line against when you play Phillip, because he does one or two things. He gives you the opportunities, and you got to do a good job of getting your head around and snatching it. And at the same time, he gets a lot of DPIs, and you got to do a good job of getting your head around and making sure you see what's going on and getting a hand on the ball without contacting the receiver.
So for years, we thought of Indianapolis as a passing offense, playing inside a dome, playing with your guy, Peyton Manning. They had Andrew Luck there for a while. But now it seems like they're a smash-mouth offensive team.
Well, it starts because that group right there is pretty good. I mean, they have physicality. They have toughness. These guys play really well together.
What are you seeing here? Jonathan Taylor, the rookie out of
Wisconsin. I'm seeing a hole that you could run through. If you're a running back and you see a lane like this, that's not normal. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to displace these guys 4 or 5 yards down the field and create a hole like that for a running back. And especially this defense here. I mean, you're talking about a defense that's been top 5 for the last like 4 or 5 years. I mean, and these guys absolutely gutted them.
What do you guys got to do this afternoon against the Colts team, who is much like the Bills and the 49ers in the sense you can make an argument that this is one of the more talented rosters in the league?
Yeah, we have to play this game, as 3 units together here. We got to play really good complementary football. We got to do a good job. When we get to third down, we got to get them off the field. We got to get them. We got to find a way to get a negative play. We got to put them in a situation where Phillips got to throw it on 3rd and long, and we're able to create some kind of pressure there, whether it be, by play call or with our front 4. They do a good job of occupying the clock. They try to keep it 3rd and short. It makes it very difficult because what they're doing is they're putting pressure on the other team's offense as well to know, hey, if you guys give us the ball back, you're not going to get it for another 5 or 6 minutes. So all of a sudden you're shorted possessions. So every possession is really important.